Sweden didn't lose a football match on Tuesday night. They were dismantled in front of a packed MetLife Stadium on the biggest stage in the sport by a team that barely broke a sweat doing it. 3 goals, an expected goals count of 3.18 to 0.66, and a captain who scored twice took the Golden Boot lead and walked off looking like he just finished a light training session. France didn't beat Sweden. France sent a message, and if you think that message was meant for Sweden, you haven't been paying attention. Every World Cup has a moment when a contender stops looking like a contender and starts looking like the winner. For France, that moment arrived in the round of 32, which should worry you because most teams don't peak until the semifinals. This is a squad that cruised through Group 1 without blinking. 4 goals past Norway, 3 past Senegal, 3 past Iraq, with Ousmane Dembélé scoring a hat-trick inside 32 minutes, the second fastest in World Cup history. 13 scored across 4 games, 2 conceded. Those aren't the numbers of a team finding its rhythm. Those are the numbers of a team that arrived in rhythm and hasn't been pulled out of it once. But group stages lie. We've all watched flat-track bullies crumble the second knockout pressure shows up. So the real question walking into Tuesday was simple. What happens to this France side when football turns win or go home? Now we have the answer. And it's worse for everyone else than anyone expected. That was France's expected goals against Sweden, against a side that reached the knockouts by being organized, disciplined, and hard to break down. Sweden even adjusted for this game. Ditching the back 5, they used all group stage for a back 4, trying to stay compact without handing France the entire pitch. Smart plan, completely irrelevant. France generated more than 3 goals worth of chances and allowed 0.66 at the other end. That's not a win. That's a dissection. And understand, Sweden earned the right to be here. This is a team that hammered Tunisia 5-1 in their opening group game and battled through as one of the best third-place sides in a brutal Group F alongside the Netherlands and Japan. These two nations had met 23 times before Tuesday, and Sweden knew exactly what was coming. Knowing it and stopping it turned out to be very different things. For 45 minutes, one man kept the scoreline respectable. Sweden's goalkeeper, Jakob Zetterström, who pulled off 2 stunning saves from Michael Olise, including one after Olise smashed a scissor kick off the base of the post, with Ousmane Dembélé firing the rebound over. Mbappé even had a goal chalked off for offside in the 20th minute. The warning signs weren't signs. They were a countdown. The dam was always going to break, and when it broke through the man everyone came to see. Right before halftime, Kylian Mbappé picked the ball up on the left edge of the box, threw in a step over that sent his marker the wrong way, and buried it into the far corner. 1-0. In the second half, Sweden had to open up, and France fed on the space like they'd been starving for it. Olise slipped in Bradley Barcola, who roofed his finish without a hint of nerves. Then came the goal of the night. Mbappé collected the ball inside his own half, drove 60 yards to the edge of the Swedish box, played a lightning give-and-go with Barcola and Olise, and swept home his second. That was his 6th goal of the tournament. He now leads the Golden Boot race, ahead of Lionel Messi, who also has 6, because Mbappé has 2 assists to Messi's 0. Read that again. The 2 best forwards of 2 different generations are tied at the top of a World Cup scoring chart, and the Frenchman is winning the tiebreaker with his passing. So here's the assumption most fans walked in with. France are an Mbappé delivery system. Feed the superstar, hope he fires, panic if he doesn't. Tuesday killed that theory. The 3.18 expected goals didn't come from one man's brilliance. It came from wave after wave of structured attack, from fullbacks, from midfield runners, from 3 different forwards taking turns terrorizing the same backline. Mbappé was the headline. He wasn't the story, because the scariest man on that pitch wasn't the one lifting the Golden Boot lead. The scariest man on that pitch was Michael Olise, and what he represents is the real reason France are different this time. Then he created the second goal for Barcola and linked the move for Mbappé's second. And here's the uncomfortable part for the rest of this bracket. Olise might not even start every game from here. That's the depth France are working with. Compare that to every other contender left in this tournament. Norway's entire tournament runs through one man up front. If you double him and survive the set pieces, you have a chance. Almost every serious team left has a single point of failure, a player you can game plan against, a thread you can pull. France don't have a thread. They have a rotation of nightmares. Dembélé scores a 32-minute hat-trick against Iraq, then barely features in the headlines 2 games later because Olise and Barcola took over. The supporting cast doesn't just support, it replaces, upgrades, and reloads. France treat them as interchangeable parts. And that's before we mention the platform behind them, a midfield that recycles possession without panic, a defense that has conceded twice in 4 games, once to Senegal in stoppage time with the match already dead, once to a Norway side throwing everything forward. Sweden's 0.66 expected goals produced almost nothing requiring a highlight save. Great attacks win games. Complete teams win tournaments. Think about what that does to an opponent's preparation. You spend all week building a plan to stop Mbappé, and honestly, you should. He's the tournament's top scorer, but every resource you commit to him is space handed to Olise. Shift coverage to Olise, and Barcola attacks the weak side. Drop deep to protect the box, and the midfield picks you apart from the edge of it. There is no correct answer. There's only choosing which way you'd like to lose. They lost by 3. They lost by 3 as well, 4 goals to 1. 2 completely opposite strategies. Same outcome, same empty feeling at full time. And that pattern, every plan failing the same way, points to something bigger than talent. It points to the real weapon in this France side, the one almost nobody is putting in their headlines. Now here's what nobody is talking about. France's superpower isn't Mbappé. It isn't the depth, it's control. And control is the one quality that wins World Cups. France have not trailed for a single meaningful stretch of this tournament. They haven't been dragged into chaos. They haven't needed a late rescue act, a penalty shootout, or a refereeing gift. Brazil needed a stoppage time winner to get past Japan. Germany are already on a plane home after Paraguay took them to penalties. Belgium needed extra time against Senegal. France haven't even glanced at it. That matters because upsets don't come from nowhere. Upsets are born in specific game states. A favorite conceding early, a favorite chasing the game, a favorite getting stretched and desperate in the final 20 minutes. Go back through every shock of this tournament and you'll find the same DNA. Paraguay didn't outplay Germany for 90 minutes. They scored first, dragged the game into their swamp, and won the coin flip of a shootout. Morocco did the same to the Netherlands. France simply refused to enter those states. They score before halftime. They manage tempo. They punish you the moment you open up. They can win controlled, like Tuesday. What they never do is win lucky, because they never need luck. Every shootout avoided, every late scramble skip is one coin flip removed from the path to the trophy. Some will say that's the hidden weakness, that France haven't been tested behind, so we don't know how they respond to adversity. I'd flip that completely. Not facing adversity through 5 weeks of a World Cup isn't an accident or a soft draw. Norway, Senegal, and Sweden all made the knockouts. It's a design feature. The structure is built so that the game states where favorites die never actually arrive. Before the tournament, teams feared France's talent. Talent is scary, but beatable. Talent has off days. So let's say it plainly. France will win this World Cup. Paraguay are next on Saturday in Philadelphia, riding the high of knocking out Germany on penalties. It's a lovely story. It ends there. A team that needed a shootout to survive one giant does not have the firepower to trade blows with a side averaging more than 3 goals a game across this tournament. Could someone stop them deeper in the bracket? In theory, but that team would need to do something nobody, not Norway, not Senegal, not Sweden, has managed in 4 attempts. Force France out of their own game for 90 minutes. Every side that's tried has walked off with the same lesson and a multi-goal defeat. Everyone feared France before a ball was kicked. Tuesday night proved everyone was right. The rest of this tournament isn't a race to win the World Cup anymore. It's a race to avoid France for as long as possible. Next video is coming on Brazil versus Norway, the trap game nobody sees coming. It's bigger than this one.